Ladies and gentlemen, this is the big one. This is Europa League Thursday night, first leg in Bilbao. Manchester United is taking on Bilbao. It's a must-win game, or should we take a draw and take it to Old Trafford, guys? We are about 75 minutes away from actual kickoff, and we have a full panel show. Welcome to MUFC RealistTV. We're going to stretch, we're going to warm up, we're going to reveal the lineup. We have Jarvis Corner in the house. We have Drew Brown as well, all the way from USA. But guys, this is the big one. Do me a massive favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And here we go.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go, people. How you all doing? How you all feeling? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. As per Deluded, this is my predicted starting 11, but we will find out very soon, I guess within 15 minutes, who will start. But however, I don't think that it will be the lineup, but this backline, I think that Lenioro, Maguire, and Mazraoui, it is the best backline we can have. But I believe that Ruben Amorim might go with a little bit more experience, meaning he will throw in Luke Shaw, and Mazraoui will play as a wingback instead of Dogo there, as you can see. Amas off the bench, but this is my preferred lineup, guys. Amas, Dogo, Casemiro, Gate, Fernandes, Garnacho, and Højlund. This is my predicted lineup, but we never know with Ruben Amorim what he might do. He might go with experience. He might throw out Lenioro to the right and potentially put in Luke Shaw. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Big up. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We're waiting for the panel as well. We're waiting for the lineup. We are excited. We are flabbergasted. 100%. Ruben Amorim has taken a 26 squad to Bilbao. Not that everyone's going to participate, but who's going to make the bench? Who's going to start? What will be the score prediction? We are here as a community. Potentially will open up the line for you to call in as well. And what happened to my guest panel? They are coming in slowly. Big up to all of you. There is about 50 now tuning in. Get your rock sock, Sally. Get your rock sock in right now. Most likely everyone is watching other big channels like Goldbridge and everything. We get that. It is the biggest channel on YouTube platform, but we are very much independent and we're all about you. How do you feel to be a Man United fan today? That is the big question. I cannot lie. I am nervous. I'm super duper nervous. What will it be? Will it be a draw? Will Manchester United score? Is Amad Diallo coming off the bench? We saw a picture of Amad Diallo actually posting himself, in an away kit and, posing like, so that means that he's going to start. But one person that comes all the way from USA, my first guest panelist in the house, we're talking about all the way from USA, Mr. Drew Brown himself. Big up, Drew. How you doing, mate? How are you feeling?
Doing good. I'm excited for today's matchup. It's going to be a fun one. Even though it might not be a huge scoreline, I'm just looking for the boys to battle for a result and not lose today.
Yeah, we did talk about this yesterday, right? Where we covered the Bruno and Ruben's press conference. What do we expect? I would repeat, if you didn't watch it, I would ask you the same question. What do you expect out of this game in terms of lineup? Are you agreeing with the lineup that I put up earlier, or do you see something different coming up soon?
I mean, the lineup has already been released a couple minutes ago.
Has it?
Yeah. And all of the predictions are correct except Lindelof is starting.
No way! Lindelof, yes. Well, what's your feelings regarding Lindelof starting then? So basically we have Onana, oh no, 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 Nana, Lindelof, Maguire, Euro, Mazarawi, Ugarte, Casemiro, Dogo, Garnacho, Fernandes. So the only person that I had wrong was actually what? Well, yeah, I see it. I see it because I actually had
I
young
think
Harry
you
Amas.
predicted Harry Amas as one of the wingbacks, which I mean is reasonable, I guess. I think Amarin is going with experience today over academy players.
Yeah,
But I
you're
wonder,
right. 100%.
but I
So
really
Lindelof,
wonder what like is he like playing like as a right center back or
I think Lindelof is playing as a left centre back, I would say.
yeah, that actually
Lindelof,
that yep,
Maguire, Euro.
yep, Dorgu and Matsurawe are the wingbacks.
Mhm.
Decent lineup. Decent lineup. I
It
don't
is a
think
decent lineup. It is a decent lineup.
from what we have available, I would say.
100%. We can share the lineup here. We can see it, but the graphics hasn't really come out as of yet. We can see it here, guys. Bear with us for a second. That's not the one. That was my predicted lineup. I'm going to remove this and add this to the stage, Drew. So basically, it's been confirmed. If we just zoom in here a little bit, I'm looking at this lineup, Drew, and I'm looking at security. Like in terms of the first half, it's all about retaining ball possession and control. And I do understand why he starts Lindelof in certain ways because he's a ball carrying centre back. Or so Onana in the back, Lindelof probably most likely to the left, Maguire in the middle, and Euro to the right. Mazarawi probably as right wing back. We will probably see Dorg as left wing back. Ugarte and Casemiro as a double pivot. That is pretty much ball control. That is controlling that midfield.
Yeah, that's a good sign to see for sure to have Casemiro in that starting 11. It's basically Casemiro's playground. Spain. I mean, he did very well in the first leg against Real Sociedad, in my opinion, and to have that experience in the midfield will be crucial for today's game.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And then we're looking at probably Garnacho. Do you think Garnacho to the left or right?
Garnacho, I feel like he plays a little bit more effective on the right than on the left. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like where he actually plays. Maybe him and Bruno just switch on those inverts every 20 minutes or so. But I think they're moving around a lot up top.
So we will have Bruno Fernandes as number 10 and Garnacho as number 10 and Højlund on top. The substitutions, though, Drew, let's see. Substitutions, we do have Bayander, Heaton, Amas, De Ligt, Fredriksson, Shaw, Camerson, Eriksson, Mainu, Mount. Ahmad is on the bench. Bentido Mantato is a right
And as
back.
you predicted, Obi Martin is nowhere to be seen. He was just there to train.
He was there to be trained, 100%. Because Ruben Amorim mentioned that in the press conference, because we do have a game. So they're staying behind tomorrow to have a training session. And then they fly straight directly back to England to have a Premier League game. So I think that during the Premier League game, we will see a lot of kids. We see probably Ama starting, Fredriksson starting, Shaw, Camerson. These people are on the bench. Because Premier League doesn't really mean jack shit to us anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well just give the kids some experience. Best
100%.
time for it. Best time for it.
Yeah. Let's see what they are lining up with. Do we have their confirmed lineup? Let me just exit this and just do this. People are going mental here. Like, you see how people are tweeting in the group chat. Crazy. Like,
Can't blame
everyone
them.
is
They're
like,
excited for today. It's one of the biggest games of the season.
It is. It's definitely the biggest game of the season. I mean, arguably to say yes, it is, because everything that we've been going through as a fan base, like the Ineos conundrum and cutting down the costs and not backing Amorim at all in the January window, just giving him like Patrick Dorgo, third choice signing, and Aiden Heaven.
Yeah, I really wish
So,
Heaven was healthy, and he came back earlier, but because he was very, very good in his handful of games that he got handed to for the first team. Just a shame what happened to him at Leicester.
okay, so we're reading here. Ruben Amorim makes 2 changes to his team for the first leg of tonight's Europa League, people, semi-finals against Athletic Club. Lindelof, Manuel Ugarte return to the side at the Sun Mems, replacing Luke Shaw and Kobe Mainoo in a lineup who are on the bench. Ahmad, Matthias de Ligt are welcome returnees to the matchday squad and are joined by the bench by academy youngster Jaden Campson, Bendito Mentata, and both who can be making the Reds debut tonight. And I like Mentato. I like him. He's such a great, versatile wingback. You know what I mean? So we do have options. But if we look at their lineup as well, which is interesting, we have Unai Simon, we have Canales. Unai Simon, yeah, I know him. Vasquez, Canales, Gorka Guzetta, never heard of him. I don't watch La Liga that much. Do you?
I mean, the only time I ever paid attention to Atletico Bilbao was when they last played Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, when Valverde scored a banger of a goal.
Yeah,
just to scout him out a bit. You know what I mean?
Okay, so sorry, I was looking at their bench. I was like, okay. Their starting 11 is Julian Ari Zebala in goal, De Marcos, Dani Vivian, Alvarez, Yuri, Yarguziar, Ruiz Dalgarreta. We have Inaki Williams, the brother of Nico Williams. And Nico Williams actually starting as well. So we have 2 Williams brothers on the wings, Alex Berenguer and Samadi as well as a striker, Sanadi. So they're basically the main striker is out, the main leading goal scorer for them. But guess what? We talked about this before. There's going to be a very hard team to beat, especially on the home ground, in the best country, right? I believe the stadium is going to be popping, it's going to be rocking. But if you look at the goal conceded in the Premier League, only 24. Not in the Premier League, sorry, only 24 goals they've conceded. So they're quite solid defense, but they're quite rapid when it comes down to counter-attacking, right? With the William brothers, especially Nico Williams. So we will have a handful, whoever's going to play right wing back, and that is Mazraoui. It's going to go Mazraoui versus Nico Williams. Is that a good matchup?
In the Euro too, you could add in there too, since he most likely will be right center back.
Yeah, 100%. So that is a good lineup. But I think that at the end of the day, the game plan, I can see the lineup here. The game plan is to keep it compact, not to concede in the first half, right? If we stay in the game, because trust me, the first 20 minutes with the stadium, with the crowd behind them, they're going to go pedal to the metal, right? They're trying to overload us to kind of, they're going to try to make us tap out, like the Gilly Chin choke. So if we stay in the game, 0-0 first half, we throw in Amad Diallo, we throw in Mainoo. All of a sudden, game changes.
Yeah,
become more attacking.
Yeah, it'll look like a very solid game plan, because Atletico Bilbao will definitely want to start off the game very strong and make it very intimidating for this United side, especially since I'm pretty sure they're aware of how bad we are in the league, in our own proper league, and how we've just not been very consistent this season. So they're going to want to take advantage of that. But in the second half, if we can switch gears and make them have a taste of their own medicine, we could probably see a goal or two in the second half.
I mean, we don't really have to go aggressively first half, second half. This is where we can take a little bit of a punt, to have a 1-0 lead. But I mean, we can take it to Old Trafford, but certainly you want to win the game, but a draw is fine. If we for some reason go down 0-1 in the first half, just stay cool and composed, and still stick to the game plan, throw in your weapons. Garnacho starts. In terms of attacking options, we don't have much attacking options. If I look at Mason Mount is on the bench, 100%. We do have the Ligt on the bench, Bayander, goalkeeper. Amad Diallo is the weapon. Amad Diallo is the weapon. What do you reckon? Second half.
Yeah, I think he'll be very important for sure. I don't know if he'll be 100%, but I think he'll at least be 85, 90% ready to go.
Yeah, there you go. So big up people for tuning in. Big up Richard James as well. Come on, United. We can win Bilbao tonight, 100%. Jack Reacher is saying it will be tough. Hope not playing 12. Yeah, true. But we can see the lineup here. The graphics is out. Wow, wow, wow. So Euro looks like he's starting to the right. I like Euro more on the left-hand side for some reason. But he's such a versatile player as well.
Yeah, he can play anywhere in that back three. Maybe. And he's also a left-footed center back too, yeah?
He is. But a big reminder that Man United are unbeaten in this competition. Believe it or not, this is a different prospect. This is Europa League. This is Europe, right? Different type of pace, different type of tempo. You have more time on the ball. Playing it. Yeah, I think we can actually do something, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't. I'm nervous.
No one does. Hopefully that unbeaten streak will, give the boys, more pride in this competition to not lose and get something out of this game.
Yeah. Let's go to the comments, Drew, as well. Jarlem, I mean, coming in all the way from Norway. And by the way, Norway, Bodø Glimt is playing Spurs tonight in a parallel game. Jesus Christ. Bodø Glimt without the key striker is in hospital. I think he had a leg breaker. It's going to be a tough one. They're playing at Spurs Stadium, Hotspur Stadium. But shit, they're a good team, Bodø Glimt. So Bodø Glimt has the advantage to take it to their stadium in Norway as well. So yeah, I really like to see Spurs being knocked out, to be honest. I cannot lie.
No, please. It is Spurs heritage.
But on the other hand, Drew, if we get Spurs in the final, I think we'll beat them because we lost, the past 3 meetings. So this is a revenge, 4th time lucky, or what they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of my friends who have similar thoughts about that on a potential Spurs and United final in the Europa League. Some of them are saying that Tottenham will just dog walk us just because they've had our number since the beginning of 2023. We haven't even beat them since. So what would make any difference for us to beat them in a final where we won't have all of our players, but Tottenham will? And so it definitely is worrying. I'm not gonna lie. It'll apparently just be like a Premier League match, not a Europa League type of match where we're going to be playing some other team outside of England. Oh yeah, I am kind of scared for that matchup. I will not lie, but if it's going to be the 4th matchup that we have against Tottenham, we could probably see that over the line. Maybe not in full time, but maybe in extra time we'll get them there.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
But I don't know. But on the other hand, we've been shit, but they've been dog shit under Postecoglou. So they absolutely been shite. I can say, right? They capitulated against Liverpool. 100% they did. So is that living in their minds? But at the end of the day, Drew, I don't really fucking care, to be honest. I care about Man United. I care about us winning the game. And Jarlem Amini is saying we are too defensive to win here. I agree with what you're saying here. Jarle, you got a point here. I do not trust Lindelof at all. We are 9 against 12 today. I think we are going to be smashed tonight. Smashed? We'll see. The game is 90 minutes, man. Comments, Drew?
I don't think we'll be smashed because the thing is, Nico Williams just came back from a groin injury on Athletic Bilbao, so he won't be 100%. But football's very unpredictable, so maybe he could come out with a brace. But I think this lineup that we have here, it definitely is a little bit more defensive than offensive. So we will. We'll see if they can handle Bilbao's offense today.
Yeah,
I think we the first 30 minutes of the first half will probably be us just feeling them out. To be honest.
Yeah, it's like a boxing game. Yeah, the first 3 rounds. Big up, Mark. How you doing, Mark? And Nurse in the house.
Big up, everybody. What's good? Hope everyone is well.
Red.
I'm not at home yet, but I'm at the Schwagermutter, as they say in Germany. so I can do it on the balcony. It's gonna be a fun time. I like you guys' comments. I've been watching in the background. I think the lineup is very defensive as well. I have to agree with Yali. You know, we rarely agree, but big up to Yali in the building. I think we're a little bit too defensive in this game. I was hoping for us to be a little bit adventurous, a little bit creative, start the youngsters. Like I said, Fredrickson and Amas. I really like their performance against Wolves. And again, I say it's the Premier League, one of the best leagues in the world, the most difficult leagues to play in. You know, you don't get time on the ball. And I think if they were to play against this Bilbao team, they would have more time on the ball to contribute. But who's to say? This defensive lineup could work because, as you say, you know, Nico Williams, he doesn't really have, you know, 100% peak fitness. It could be a good situation. And, you know, the forward line remains the same, which for me, I'm happy about because I think they were starting to you know, work well together in the last 2-3 games.
Consistency.
Consistency. And I think maybe tonight it might cumulate into a few goals. So let's see how it goes. I'm excited for the game. Of course, you know, I'm hoping to get to the game next week as well, but we'll see how that goes. You know,
Yeah, big
so
up, Mark. Big up. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, like, you know, I agree what you're saying. It's a quite defensive lineup, but we talked about this yesterday after the press conference. I think the game plan is to keep it compact the first half, to play a little bit more defensive, to have a little bit control, not to concede in the first 20 minutes because it's going to be rocking, popping. They do have the crowd behind them. The first 20 minutes, if we can keep it compact, keep it to 0-0, and then we can sort of feel them out. It's like what Drew was saying as well. Like, and it's like a boxing game. You know, you take a few jabs, you feel each other out, and then, you know, the final spurt, you're going for the knockout kill. In the second half, I believe that we do have a strong bench, guys. Like, you know, in terms of Amad Diallo is on the bench, he's the attacking force. You know, Maino comes in as well, more ball control, more tight in the space in the final third as well. So, guys, this is going to be an interesting one. Like, it might be on a tightrope. It might be a 1-0, 2-1. It's what I predicted. Drew said yesterday 1-1. But Mark Nurse, I don't know. Are you still confident?
yeah,
But you're 4-1.
I'm confident. I'm sipping beer right now. You know, I'm sipping a Radler at the moment, so I can tell you there's confidence right here. Because you know, I don't really drink much, so today is gonna be a good day. I'm relaxed. I think we're gonna do some good business today. The boys have been doing well in Europe, and one thing I would say is that we tend to score earlier goals away from home in Europa League than we score at home. So it's going to be an interesting situation. You got to look at this game as the tournament has been played. And in this tournament away, Man United has been very good at getting that opening goal. So let's see how it goes. I'm excited for the
Oh,
guys. I'm
me
looking
too.
forward to it. I mean, not much for the Premier League because we are where we are, but in Europe, we are playing good football. So, yeah.
Mark, I wish I could have a
Thoughts?
tad bit of your confidence. That's all I can
Can I have
say.
your? Can we have a
Bro,
sip on your beer, man?
just look at the kid behind you, bro. We're wearing blue tonight. You know what I mean? So you never know.
Um,
That's true.
yep.
That's our
Just go into
that's
the
probably our
comment
best
section.
pick this season.
Yeah. Going to the comment section, I can read what Richard James is saying. Won't be that much of a slow pace. Bilbao are great
Fox.
on the break. Yeah, they're very fast. That's fast. But the thing is, they are risking Nico Williams. They're rushing him back from injury. You know, I was speaking to Jarvis earlier today that, you know, when you have, if you look at Amad Diallo's injury, it's not a muscle injury, it's an ankle injury, it's a ligament.
Hmm.
It usually takes about 3 weeks to recover, but you know, you got to take it with the precaution. You got to take time. And I think they've been sort of looked at the asset to say, like, we're going to protect you, mate. We're going to give you extra time to heal. So I think he's
Fox.
ready, right? I think he's ready,
I think
but
so, but not
not match
match
fit.
fit. Not match fit. But
Hmm.
you know, for me, with Ahmad is a precarious situation. He has a talent. He still has development to go. But the one thing is that we need to protect him right now. I know a lot of fans excited. They want him back immediately on the pitch. But remember, last season he was only able to play six months of the season. Yeah, he was out with injury after that. Well, for the first half. And this season he went out with injury for a few games. So, you know, I think we need to manage him. I think Amorim will do his best to manage him well and use him if necessary. But really and
Yeah.
truly, like, you know, I would like to see him get some minutes, you know, not really a half, but let's say 25, 30 minutes, you know. Maybe just so he could get you know, stretch in his legs. Let's see
Yeah.
how it goes. I hoping that the team will come out and deliver so we don't have to need the likes of Ahmad tonight, but we could also just have him on the pitch for getting some minutes in his
True.
legs.
Interesting comment from Jarle Malmini as well, coming all the way from Norway. Key striker is back. What was his name? Something
Sanchez?
Sanchez. Yeah, he's on the bench. That means that they're risking it, right? They're playing. He had a muscle strain injury. They put him on the bench. Nico Williams was a question mark. They're risking it.
Yeah,
That
they
means they're a
have
little
to.
bit nervous. Yeah.
They have
But
to.
still,
They have to.
they are still in the top 4 in the La Liga, so they can still, even if they fall out, they can still make Champions League, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony
mean,
and Betis are right up there, are right behind them. So I don't know if they'd want to risk everything for Europa League.
We see. Big up Rusty Stocks all the way from New York as well in the house. Jack Reach is coming in with his prediction: 0-1 defeat won't be a calamity. 0-0 will be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I might predict a win, but a loss or a draw, depending on the loss, depending on the draw, it's not a bad result. You know, if we lose 1-0 or we draw, it's not a bad result for United because, as we can see, when we come to Old Trafford, we find it even in the latest moments, in the darkest times. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just really surprised that Athletic Bilbao is not starting their main keeper, Simone, because Simone is the #1 keeper for Spain's
In
national team,
Spain,
and he's
Simon.
he's one of the best
Unai Simon, yeah.
shot stopping keepers in Europe.
Maybe
So I
he
don't
has.
know if they're resting him for the second leg or if it's just a mind game that they're playing.
Maybe. We can see their lineup is pretty much Julian Aguirre Zabala as a keeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
They're
not their
going with the
starting
younger
striker.
keeper.
He's not their starting keeper. He's not that guy, but let's see how it goes. I think, they might want to play mind games. Of course, Atletico come into this game. They hosting the final at Atletico Bilbao Stadium as well. It's a very big situation for them. You don't want to be hosting the final and be knocked out 1 game before the final. You know what I mean? So I think they're gonna come out and try every single trick in the book. The dark arts, mind games. Try. They might even bring on, Nico Williams, make him play 90 minutes. The striker who was supposed to be injured, he might not really even be injured. The injury could be less than there was reported. It's just but at the same time, I would look at it and say, at the end of the day, they need to do all these things. Man United just need to go in there and get a result. Yeah, you don't
Technically
need to
speaking,
stress.
then, yeah. Technically speaking, it looks like they are putting the Sanchez on the bench, and in the second half, same with us with our Ahmad as well. They're lining up with a 4 in the back, 2 in the mid, and 3. So basically, it's an old formation, like 4-2-3-1. So I don't know much about this team. I haven't watched them much, guys. In this team, in this lineup, currently in the first half, who is the danger man? Is it Nico Williams?
Is the front three, to be fair. Inaki is
The front
very good as
The
well.
Williams
He's a
brothers
guy.
are
The Williams
I think they're
brothers
the
are
biggest threat for today.
they're the biggest threats in the team. The one thing I would say about the two of them is that they know how to find each other in certain moments in the game. Inaki is pretty good, throughout the game. He has a good engine on him. He's a guy that will be dangerous up until the 80th minute. Nico, on the other hand, if you could subdue him to not having any impact. Well, when I say impact, any GA in the first half, you might get him off, might get a frustrated player in the second half. He's one of those players that he thrives on a performance. So if he gets something, his performance could improve. But if you could keep him quiet, I think it could be to the benefit of Manchester United. It's going to be a difficult game in terms of, we don't have. I think we could have Diego Dallo might have been a better option at the right wing, at the right centre back option to face the likes of Nico Williams. But we're gonna see how these guys handle it. It's possibly gonna be Euro. Let's see how he does. And I think, as dangerous as Atletico is, United is one of the most lethal teams when it comes to a fast counter attack. And it has been proven year after year, game after game.
Well, if we look at who is going to face out Nico Williams, is definitely what we're saying is Lenny Euro and we can see Euro and Mazarawi, two very defensive and with pace. Euro with pace as well. So I think we'll be fine. It's more on the right hand side that I'm worried about with Lindelof and Dogo. Now, Lindelof is more experienced. He's a driver of the ball progressor. I can understand. I'd rather see Lindelof over Luke Shaw, to be honest, on that position, because Luke Shaw is not match fit, bro.
That too.
If you play Yeah, but my reasoning is like Luke Shaw and Maguire together. That's the Chuckle Brothers. Forget about it. Hot potato, hot potato.
I understand that. I hear that. I hear that.
Mm.
That's a fair
I
point,
mean,
Nick.
that's a fair point. I mean, that's why I said, Friedrichsen and Hamas would have been my choice. You get rid of all the Chuckle Brother syndrome, all the PTSD. You bring in some youth, that have they have exuberance and will to go forward and they
Mm,
have no
mm,
fear. And I think in a
mm.
game like this, you need that kind of atmosphere. You need that kind of moment. Yeah. And while they might not be starting, who knows what could happen. United might be in the lead in the second half and we might make some substitutions. It might be the
Yeah,
youngsters coming into the game. I've also saw in a short minute ago that, the other young talent that we have who plays left centre back and centre back, Eden Haven, he has also been registered in the tournament.
okay.
He is available to play in this
Yeah,
tournament as well. So, as another youngster, I would like to see getting more minutes because I think he performs really well. He's a big game player. He shows up in big moments. And these are the kind of things, and Man United is one of those clubs where even it might be a youngster on the pitch, but you can't underestimate them because there's
yeah,
a historic situation for Man United whenever youngsters play. Some of them is show up big and do big things.
yeah. I say knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Jarvis. Big up,
Big
Jarvis.
up, big up to
Hey guys,
Jarvis.
hey
Big up.
guys, hey guys.
The Norwegian stallion. Bode Glimt is playing today, Jarvis. Listen, Jarvis, I want to keep your
What do
energy
you
to
call
you.
me? The Norwegian stallion?
Yes, you are. You're
Okay.
Rocky Balboa of Norway.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
I'm ready
listen,
for the game.
Jarvis, what's your reaction on the line? I want to stick on the midfield because I think we spoke about earlier on the phone today, and Casemiro and Ugarte is predicted as a double pivot. Mazarao, Lenny Euro to manhandle Nico Williams. But my worry side is on left hand side, Lindelof and Dogo. But as I said, I'd rather see Lindelof over Luke Shaw. So I'm proud that he did that. So what is your overall take from a tactical standpoint? How do you see this pan out, like in the first half? Are we more in for ball control defensively and then go for a substitution, more attacking in the second?
Yeah, well, I'm not particularly found that the Lindelof is starting. I think he's a calamity on the ball. And we know our struggles this season. It's all about playing out from the back. And the antidote for playing against Man United is just sit back and just block our way out. So they just leave Onana and Lindelof and Masraoui to deal with it, and Maguire will slip into the DM. We will have Casemiro, we will have Maguire being the receivers, but they can't do anything with the ball and turn with the ball, and I think we will struggle playing ourselves out from the back. So we will end up us giving the ball to Onana and hoofing it up, or giving it to the wing backs and getting pinned down because of the trap. I think we will see a similar type of game as we saw against Bournemouth, because this is the Spanish way how to play football, and they are a pressing team. They play with intensity. So I feel we will struggle tonight, and I can show you guys. I can bring up the tactical board, and we can have a
Bring
look.
out the famous Jarvis Cocker's tactical board.
Yeah. So trying to add it to the stage. I don't know if you have too many things up.
Yeah, we do it like this.
Okay, remove it and
Yeah, remove this one and add this to the stage. Here we go.
yes, there we go. I know it's a little bit small, so you can't see. Let me try to enhance it. No, that's not it. So the thing is, while we're trying to play out from the back, we will see Maguire move up, and we will see Ugarte move up. So we will be more in a 2-2 like this almost. And we will go a little bit wider, and Onana will try to slip in the middle and be the third center back. So when we play out from the back, they will probably just press us centrally and just stand around here and try to block the passageway to Maguire and Casemiro. And they will be waiting. They will be trying to trap us. And every time we try to play out on, when we choose a side, when the ball goes to Nana, they stand in the middle. When the ball goes out, let's say to Lindelof, then the striker will move in from his side and just block the pass back to Nana, and then the trap is set. We saw it against Bournemouth a lot of times. And this worries me, us playing out from the back, because especially Lindelof is weak on the ball. Maguire is not really good on the receiving end, and we don't have the confidence to try to play centrally. We know Amorim wants this, but it usually ends up us playing the ball out to the wing back and is pinned down. We saw it in the goal when Bournemouth scored. It was Luke Shaw and Dorgu who got caught in the press play.
Yeah.
So again, I feel we will struggle with this. So I don't know. Maybe the game plan. Maybe I would rather us just hoof it long to Højlund and hope he has a big day so he can take down the ball. Because I think the counter press against a team like a Spanish team like this is going to be difficult, especially away. We know the crowd is up for it, and the players will have extra energy in the press play. So I really hope that we can just play it easy, go long, and hope for the best, and not trying to overcomplicate things by playing out from the back. And the other thing is, when we go into attack, when we start to press, we usually go really narrow. And one of the biggest problems now I see with Lindelof and Maguire is the aggressiveness, because when we have to press them, when they play out from the back, we have to be able to commit enough men to get an effective, not just the pentagon as you see here. That's the Amorim style, and we have the wingbacks ready to jump if the ball goes wide. But sometimes if they play over our press play, our centre backs need to be aggressive enough and push high. But with a guy like Lindelof, I feel he's too defensive. We call him Dwindelof sometimes, and he just stand back. And when we have Maguire and Lindelof, no pace, no recovery pace, I feel this is a risky formation. So I don't expect us to press much either. And if he can't play out from the back and if he can't press, it means they will control the game.
So pretty much sit back, absorb pressure, and try something spectacular for first.
I don't know if you guys agree, or do you see the same issues with the team?
Drew, what do you reckon?
I've never seen amazingly explained tactics before for Manchester United, Jarvis. So big up to you.
No problem. Thank you.
I think that I mostly agree with what Jarvis explained. We cannot really be playing moving the ball in the back that much, because we saw what happened with Bournemouth, especially against a Spanish team who's going to have fast wingers and be pressing high. And it's not a game where we should take risks. This is not the game to do it. We need to be compact and play it safe from the back and just own on it. Just boot it to Højlund and keep the ball up top. We cannot leave the ball in our half as much as we have the ball up top, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. Mark, what do you reckon? From a tactical point of view, how do you think Amorim will approach this game?
I think it's going to be a long ball night tonight. You know what I mean? From the time I see the back three, I was like, long ball night. I mean, we have been playing a lot of. It have been a couple nights in Europe that we played long ball instead of playing out from the back. So, and it has worked for us. Especially away. I did say that Atletico is going to be a difficult challenge for us tonight, but we have been better away in the away games in Europe than we have been in the home games. We have won more away games than home games. We've drawn more home games than away games. So, I mean, it's going to be a difficult fight. I hope that we don't try to do too much with the ball. Keep it simple. The most important thing is keeping it tight. And when they get the chance, just stick the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Our biggest problem is not creating chances, is putting the chances away. So
I totally agree, and echo what you're saying. So I see it eliminate the risk, the individual errors. If we know that he's our weakest link, we see that we can't really play it from the back. Why risk it? Just ping it up high. But again, then Rasmus Højlund again will have a world record of Bambi on ice. Rasmus
he needs to stay on his feet. That's the main issue. And let me just bring this up again, and I will try to explain something that I've seen with Rasmus a lot of the times. I just want to move us back into defense again. So let's say we are trying to play out from the back, and we're finding And we're trying to find Højlund, as we said, we spoke about this, Mick, so you know this already, but Højlund's biggest issue is he can't separate from his centre-back. He needs to make a little dummy run up and then drop down to get that half a yard extra space. So when he receives the ball, he has time to control the ball first, and then he needs to push off the centre-back. But we see a lot of the times with Højlund, when he drops down, he's not making a counter movement before, so he's just dropping directly down, so the centre-back is entirely pressing him. So when he's trying to control the ball, the centre-back is there pushing him. And it looks like Højlund has no technique and he can't control the ball, but it's about his movement before he receives the ball. He needs to try to be able to separate from the centre-back. And tonight I will look for it, and I want Højlund to try to learn this, because it's so elementary when it comes to football, but Højlund doesn't seem to understand the basics of football. You know this, Mark. You've been a striker yourself.
100%. I mean, strike as a striker, you have to make that dummy run, whether you go left, you go right, before you check your run backwards to receive the ball. And especially when you're expected to hold up the play, you need to put yourself in a situation where you have a step ahead of the defender. So when you control the ball, your next step is either turning to your left or your right.
Yeah.
And the defender is now coming to make the challenge. You know, you don't want to really be controlling the ball while the defender in your back, because
that's
all
the
he's
biggest
going
problem.
to do is just lean into you, and you're not going to get a proper control of the ball. So
I would say that player 2, Rasmus' strength, and his strength is not long balls. Like the strength of Rasmus is playing to his feet. You know, that's where he's good. You know, if he receives the ball by his feet and he can just turn the defender and run, that's like, you know, what he used to do in the first season. That's what he did in Atlanta. He's got pace, but he's not utilizing. So he's been wasted just trying to play WrestleMania, like, you know. Dude, you need to bulk up a little bit more.
I'm just going to say, I think Højlund could have a chance today, because this is Spain. It's not as physical as the Premier League. And the two centre-backs of Vivian and Alvarez, they are both small guys. Daniel Vivian, the right centre-back, is only 183 centimeters tall. And the other guy is, I don't know, let's see, he's Alvarez. I think he's a short guy too, I remember. He's 183. So they are both small centre backs. So maybe we can have something from Højlund today, actually receiving the ball. I think that's maybe one of our
also
hopes.
in Spain, they tend to stand off of strikers a little bit sometimes and give you a little bit more time on the ball. You know, it's just a trait of Spanish football. I know Bilbao presses out very well, but there are moments when their defenders do stand off of strikers. It happened with Barcelona. It happened with Real Madrid. It happened with a couple of the teams that did score on them in this season. You know, they're not going to have many moments like that, but when I mention this, is like, you know, there will be moments, you know, and players like Garnacho, Højlund, you know, Bruno Fernandes, they need to pick on these moments in particular and take these chances. They need to be ready. So tonight, it's not about controlling the game. We are away. It's about getting a result. Yeah. At home, we could focus on control and domination and all those nice things, get all the possession right, all these things. But we are away. It's Europe. Let's counter and win. And if we can snatch a victory, because it's a difficult opponent at home.
Well, in a way, I'm going to turn the attention to Drew as well. Like, it's all about, when you get the chances, you need to be clinical, right? So my lead-up question to you and the panel and everyone else, where is the goals going to come from? Do you reckon Rasmus' confidence is up there? Garnacho, Ahmad off the bench, Bruno free kick? What do you reckon, Drew?
Well, no, the chances are going to happen no matter what. If you've been watching this team the past handful of games, chance creation has been better than ever. So I'm expecting us to, you know, have a good amount of shots on this game and have a good amount of chances created too, despite, you know, the defensive block that Atletico Bilbao will have for any team that they play against. But I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of crosses too, because Bilbao will probably have that low block that they play, especially the last game where I watched against them, where they played against Real Madrid. I think there's going to be lots of crosses from Dorgu, lots of crosses from Atzraoui, and even from Bruno too. Maybe we'll see a header goal in this game.
But if the cross is coming into the box, if the crosses is coming into the box, then the positioning of Højlund, Jarvis, he needs to be in the box. lately we've been seeing him being dropping down very deep, like playing like Harry Kane, right? It doesn't really favor him, like, you know.
No.
And then you see
Yeah.
the highest person on the pitch has been Garnacho. So the striker needs to be in the box if the cross comes in.
Yeah. I mean, no, Højlund's positioning is dreadful. He can't position himself in between the centre backs. He usually chooses to be on the far side or nowhere near the centre backs at all. So I'm not. But you know, made me a little bit more optimistic now. And when I realized how small the centre backs are actually, so I think maybe we can hope for a Højlund performance tonight, and
or
and
a
we need
Slabby
it.
Maguire in the free on a set
Yeah,
piece.
you know, if we get desperate, we can chuck Maguire on top and try hitting it long, and I think we can actually benefit from it.
But even on set piece play, like if you say that their centre backs are not that big, like, you know, Harry Maguire's got advantage. And plus Casemiro also has an attacking header, like, you know, on a free kick or a
you
set
could
piece.
even see, like that Casemiro presence in that box for on the set pieces or even
Oh.
crosses too. Like he's a good header specialist.
Oh, we keep forgetting also that this is the game that suits Casemiro, like, you know, a little bit slower tempo, playing a little bit higher advanced than Ugarte. He will be attacking force,
Do you
I
think
think.
Ugarte will be the deepest one and Casemiro will be a little bit higher?
Yeah.
Okay. But the only issue with that, we have no one who can hit it long. You know, I think we need Casemiro in the deeper role because Ugarte doesn't have the long ball in him. You know, and
Elian
maybe
Teno
we will
is in the
struggle.
house. Let's go to the comments. Elian Teno
Yes.
saying, "Big up
Big
the
up, Peter.
boys." The chat.
Big
He
up,
believes.
Teno.
Teno believes 2-1 to Manchester United. Teno, I said that too. 2-1 to Man United yesterday. I did. Mark was saying 4-1. Drew was saying 1-1. I didn't hear what Jarvis said as of yet. Are you cautiously
0-0
optimistic?
is my prediction. I said it on the Noradin's channel the other day. 0-0. But I'll take it. That even a 1-0 loss is a okay result. I can live with it.
Honestly, any type of draw would be a good result to take back to Old Trafford.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is.
My
Rajat is
prediction
going
of a
with
win tonight. I stick in with my prediction. You know why? I just feel like while Atletico have been very good, I've watched them in Europa League. I can't say I've watched them a lot in La Liga, but I've watched them in Europa League because they were our biggest competitions. Teams like Lazio, you know, Eintracht Frankfurt. I watched them week in, week out. My best friend is a Frankfurt Ultra. So I was kind of expecting us to be facing probably Frankfurt, you know. And I was more afraid of us facing a team like Frankfurt because Frankfurt have all the facets to hurt a team. They're physical, they're strong, they're quick, they press high. You know, they have a good striker. They have good defenders, big, strong defenders as well. When I look at Atletico Madrid, Oli showed everyone how to beat them with Besiktas. And Besiktas don't have a team that's filled with quality. You know, they're not exactly better than Man United. You know what I mean? And Besiktas took them and beat them 5-1. And I think the way he did it was counter. You know, he absorbed pressure and he hit them on a quick transition. And United, this is something that we are known for. This is what we do. You know what I mean? Garnacho is that guy. Bruno is that guy. And Højlund has pace. So let's see.
But bro, Brewski, like, you know, just us, you know, we're going to send it for sure. But this is Europe, right? This is, you know, we have this comeback mentality. The mentality is right up there in Europe. But in Premier League, we crumble. That's the thing. So the mentality needs to be spot on today. The fighting spirits, we need to play with 11, 12 men. You know what I mean? So fight. No retreat, no surrender. So Rajat is going with Ruby Classic 3-1 to Manchester United. Kenny, all the way down from Sydney, Australia, down under, saying 3-1 as well. Man, if we get 3-1 to Man United, man, I'd be happy.
It'll be a big result.
I'll be booking tickets for the final. I'll be booking tickets for the final live. Swear.
Don't jinx it. Don't bloody jinx it, mate. Sanjay is believing that Manchester United will get 2-0 and keep a clean sheet. Onana to keep a clean sheet.
No, I don't trust him.
No comment.
Don't trust Onana at all.
I don't trust that guy, you know. But you know, the weirdest thing, Jarvis, Onana tend to be like Man United a bit. When they completely write him off, those games he's come up with big saves. So,
Yep.
I don't know. But I don't
Mark?
trust
No,
him at
no,
all.
no. We seem to forget that actually Onana is a big game player. He did well in the Champions League final, and he can perform when the tough gets going. So
Oh
hopefully he
God,
has one of those nights.
Inter was a mad
Mick
game.
Drew, Mark, I need to go. I need to prepare my own show. I will be
Yeah.
live after the game with the tactical match reactions, Stu and I.
Big up.
So
I'm always there.
if you're looking for more Man United stuff, just tune in on Tactical
Tactical
Devils
Devils.
after the game. We will go
Hmm.
live right after the whistle. So Tactical
For me, it
Devils.
would be
And,
too late, so I would do a reaction in the morning. But guys, Jarvis, thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you so much for your tactical board. Always appreciated. Spot
Thank
on,
you.
guys. People, please go and support Jarvis. You know Jarvis, my wingman here, trusted wingman for years. Started his own channel. If you missed it, go check it out. Tactical Devils on YouTube and also on Twitter. Jarvis, how can people find you? Just promote before you leave.
Yeah, you just search Tactical Devils on YouTube, or you can hit me up on X, Bowley77, BOLE77, and you can find me and add me on X, because I always put a promotion for the shows and links to the show on my X channel. So that's great. You can find me there.
Yep, and for the reference, it's not Todd Bowley; it's Bowley at 77. Right?
Yes,
Big up.
BOLE.
Yep. Thank you, Jarvis, and
Yeah,
have a
thank you.
pleasant experience. Enjoy the game, and
Yeah.
go check out you for the post-match show. Thank you, Jarvis.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Cheers. So,
Big
Mark disappeared. Where did Mark go?
I'm still here.
Mark,
I think you
you're
can
still
hear
there.
me. There
This
I
Someone
am.
in the
stay online.
chat says that Bilbao has the best defensive record in La Liga, 4-1. He says
This is
This
this is
to you,
not
This
Mark.
is
La
for you.
Liga.
Stay online.
This
LB
this is not La
is saying
Liga.
to you. This is not La
Yeah, but
Liga. This is Europa.
yeah, but LB, I'll tell you this is not La Liga, broski, right? And the only team that has been undefeated in Europe this season 24-25 that remains standing is Manchester United, bro. Not Bilbao. In the
Hmm.
Europa League, Bilbao has been getting some punches from different teams.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, the draw
Bilbao lost
2-all
the
with
game to
RFS.
Besiktas 4-5-1 in this
5, yeah,
competition.
and they drew at RFS. So for me, I mean, I'm not gonna disrespect them and say that they're an easy team. But I think
No.
that, the facets of their team, the facets of our team, our attack might seem to have a better chance than we actually think against their defense. That's what I think. So that's all. If you disagree with my 4-1, bro, all is good. It's all good. It's all about
It's
opinions,
all good.
LB.
It's all
Big
good.
up to
Everyone
you.
has an opinion, but I remain cautiously optimistic. Logically, a draw, I kind of leaning towards that as well, I would say. I take a draw, 100%, but I want to win. We are here to play to win, of course. Elianteno Onana will keep a clean shit if Heaton is in goal. And basically, Heaton is potentially going to be offered 1-year contract extension, which is good, I believe. We need a little bit more experience. Onana is world class, according to Jack. Please don't.
Just
Anyway,
because
people,
he played in a Champions League final does not mean he's world class.
Exactly.
Well, he played for Inter that was in the final, and the Inter's goalkeeper did well yesterday. Well, that was a mad game yesterday, man.
Yeah, the ref rubbed into
Farmer
yesterday,
scored that
bro.
goal for Rafinha. What are you talking about?
Oh, that Rafinha goal was mint. Wow.
Yeah, but before Rafinha scored that goal, they rubbed into a fourth goal. That referee, come on, man. I've seen United give an offside for Garnacho's hand, yeah, and the defender's hand was clearly ahead of the player.
Okay, so I predict a PSG Barcelona final. It's written.
Same here.
And I think that PSG will clinch it. This is PSG season. How should we predict? Now, I don't want to go that far. Finals. We make it. Spurs, Bordeaux, Glimt. Mark is laughing.
Hey, United playing Spurs
Honestly,
in the final, bro.
I would love to see a United versus Tottenham Europa League final.
Yeah,
I
just a
don't mind
revenge.
it because
just for ultimate banter if we win.
Yeah.
When we win, bro. When?
If we win, that means 100 million in the bank. Victor Gyökeres is coming, and Ange Postecoglou will be sacked.
No, but you know what Amarin said about Gyökeres yesterday. He said that like he
PR.
hasn't talked to Victor, but that he's not gonna tolerate any player that only wants to come to Manchester United for Champions League. He
Have you
only
heard
wants
this been
players
before?
to come just for United.
Have you? And then he said, like, but we need to score goals. Yeah,
I
this
agree with
was
that
Pierce.
statement in a sense, but at the same time, I would say this, right? For me, winning the Europa League is not just Victor Gyökeres. Winning the Europa League is more options of better possible talent coming in the club for Ruben Amorim. He really needs a transfer window, at least 5 to 6 players. And I'm not talking about the players that are already on loan that we're possibly going to sell. So, like, I would say he needs to get 5 players at least. And then we still need to buy 3 players to exchange for the 3 players probably leaving. Rashford, Anthony, probably the likes of a Casemiro. If he does end up leaving, I don't think he should. I
Guys,
think he suits his system. But for me, I
reading
just
between
think that this presents a good opportunity.
reading between the lines, he sent a direct message to Victor. He didn't ever sort of mention, but basically, if you want to come, play for me, play for me. It don't matter if we don't make Champions League, you still come and play for this team and me. That's what he was saying. If you read between the lines, right? We are not, and he said we are not just playing in one competition. We're playing across all competitions. So you should come and play for the badge, not for the Champions League. That's what he was saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Sending a
Exactly.
message. Hmm.
But this is Man
100%.
United as well, so I think most players is a player's dream to come to a club like Man United, So
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it's Manchester
hopefully
United. Everyone wants to come here, even Lamine Yamal.
and
Yeah.
Turkey.
Turkey.
I want
Turkey.
Turkey. I don't know about Mandem. I hear everybody want this guy Cunha, but I rather they spend 20 million and get Turkey, spend 40 million and get Trincao than spending the combined
What,
fee just to get
what about
Cunha.
Cunha and Turkey? Cunha to the left, Turkey to the right.
Nah, you see, there's the
It wouldn't
thing.
be bad. I wouldn't be
For me,
opposed.
this is Cunha's first season above 12 goal competitions in 5 seasons. He played at Atletico Madrid, barely got to 8 contributions a season. Played at Sevilla,
Yeah.
same thing. I think this season he's at his level at Wolves. I go and be real honest. I would like to see him there another season before I pay $60 million for this guy. Because if he comes to United and he doesn't deliver at least 10 to 15 goal contributions at United next season, then is
They
he
looked at
really
the.
better than
Well,
Garnacho?
yeah. We see. I'm not going to judge it before he even kicked the ball, but apparently, like he is in love with Manchester United. He's a Man United fan, and this is what I like to hear. That's the thing, right?
I don't
Osimhen
believe
is in
that.
love with the paycheck. Osimhen is in love with the money, and we don't want that. We don't want passion merchants. We want people to come to play for the club. And I believe that
He wa-
if Gyökeres, I mean, it would be criminal if he's not part of the list, but he is part of the list, right? Delap seems to be going for. Well, there was a report saying he wants 150 a week.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. He deserves that. He's
Yeah,
scoring
but
40,
Chelsea
50
will
goals a
take him.
season.
Chelsea will take him, and he will battle out with Jackson. That's what they're going to do. They hoover up all the talents. They're even going like looking
If
at Manchester United regarding the Franco Mastatunio deal as well. And so like, ooh, Manchester United's in for Mastatunio. We're also going to spoil that deal. So this is Chelsea in a nutshell. Let them go for Delap and give us the free range of Gyökeres.
I mean,
Gyökeres is the perfect for Ruben Amorim's system. It's a plug and play. The dude will just come in, and Rasmus Højlund will actually learn. They will keep Rasmus Højlund and keep Gyökeres as a senior striker, so the junior strikers can learn the movements, like a Cavani when he came in.
yeah,
Yeah,
I just think that
100%.
United make some big mistakes in order to, with how they did these things. They should have had a senior striker from since last season. They were necessary.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yo,
Jolly
this
is
guy
saying,
this is crazy. Don't even read that statement. That's
no, I'm
mad.
not gonna. Yeah.
That's
But
mad.
anyway, we I mean, it's gonna be an interesting window. I think that we're also looking at Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace. I like that signing if that happens.
Wouldn't be a bad signing at all. He's Premier League proven.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a myth. Haaland wasn't
Honestly,
Premier
like
League proven, and
any signing that comes from the Premier League, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's something that United needs right now. They need
But
Premier
then,
League
I don't
Drew,
mind.
players. that can add quality to the side.
But then you have to look at the player's mentality. Can you handle the pressure to play for Man United at Old Trafford? Can you handle this fan base? That is the problem, you know?
Yeah, that is a good thing to keep in mind for sure.
Anyway, let's wrap up the stream. We are 15 minutes away from kickoff. Guys, just massive thanks for coming in, for stretching, warming up with us. Big up for everyone in the chat. We see that Makiliu comes inside. I don't understand why Sean Dalot is on the bench and starting Lindelof. Well, I don't know either. It is what it is.
Dalot was injured, so
yeah.
Necessary.
Pretty much,
guys, if you guys want to check out our watch along and have a good time, there is a watch along on my channel, streamed by yours truly, Papi, and the likes of Vegeta and Timber Bank. So you guys could go to my channel as well and check it out. If you guys want to join in for the watch along.
All right. I won't be doing the watch along today. I'm just going to enjoy the game. I'm just going to absorb it. I'm nervous as hell. I cannot lie.
Don't make too much noise in the middle of the night over there.
Well, the neighbors think that I might have sex then. They called the cops. You're beating up your wife. Anyway, bro, I'm not going to go that way.
No, you're essentially having sex with your club, bro. That's it.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming in, guys. And we should see you a little bit later on as well. Go check out the watch along from Mark as well. Drew, as per usual, thank you. See you. Looking forward to have you on the channel again. And I'll be back most likely tomorrow morning with a review show instead.
Big up to everyone.
Let's go, United.
Mark. Come on, United. Let's go.
Get in there. Let's go. See you. Talk to you later. Bye for now.
4-1 United.
Respect. End the stream. See you. Have a fantastic match experience, people. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you till next time. Bye for now. Let's go.